So the key to being able to move on and not care about someone anymore is actually trust. You actually have to trust that they can take care of themselves. Hi, my name's John, and if you're new around here, just talking about life, trying to learn how to thrive in a chaotic world. If that sounds fun to you, like and subscribe, and we'll get to know each other a little bit. And so I've been in a position in life where I've had to just let my feelings for somebody go. Maybe you've been here too, whether it's a sibling who's completely gone off the rails, or a friend who's gone off the rails, or somebody who just completely betrays who they are and does a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and it just hurts you so much. You just want the pain to end. You have to cut ties, and you have to just be like, you have to distance yourself from that person, and you just have to be like, okay, I can't bear caring this much about this person anymore. I have to let them go. Been there, done that, and I'm glad to say that things have worked out mostly in the end. But you know, I've been through this, and so I'm going to be giving you guys, my sort of walkthrough and how I would go in the proper mentality and the framework to how to go about that. And so, especially, I've been there, not being able to sleep at night, imagining different scenarios about, what they're going to do and what's going to happen to them and how it's going to relate to you and things like that. But it's whether it's the point is, you are not responsible for their life. That is the first thing you have to understand. And you might be saying, well, wait a minute, I love this person. They're part of my family, or they mean a lot to me, or they're my best friend, or whatever. It's like, what do you mean I'm not responsible for them? I've always tried to be, a mentor, a big brother, a big sister, or something like that. And it's like, hey guys, listen, you are responsible for your life. The outcome of your life is your sole responsibility, not other people's lives. Why? Because our lives are the result of our choices plus environment equals outcome. They will always be able to control their own choices. You are just a part of their environment, which means they will always be in control of their outcome. You cannot control the outcome of their life. Essentially, you're just part of their environment. Now, what you are responsible for, you are responsible for being a good influence in their life and being there for them when they need you. That is not the same thing as being responsible for the outcome of their life. If they're choosing to derail their life, regardless of everything that you said, regardless of everything that you've tried to do and help them, you need to understand you're not responsible for that. That is not your fault. The only thing you can do is be a good influence. Whether or not they actually take you up on your advice and whether or not they actually heed your good influence is completely up to them and is 100% out of your control. And if it's not in your control, you have to let it go. It's one of the biggest keys to happiness that I've found in life. It's not caring about anything or anyone. It's learning to only care deeply about the things that you can control, and learn to let go of things that you simply can't control. It doesn't mean that you stop loving people. It doesn't mean that you just cut them out of your life and you literally don't care what happens to them. It means that you actually learn to trust that they will be who they are, and they will be what they want to be, and what will be will be. And try as you might and do your best that you can, you have to trust that they will be able to turn themselves around. They will be able to make the best of it. And so that's kind of the key crossover point there. It's not that you stop loving about someone, but that you focus your emotional energy on the things that you can actually do, and you release, you let go of the things that you can't control. Because otherwise, you're just going to drive yourself mad. You're going to drive yourself absolutely sick and crazy with worry. I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen people just completely collapse in on themselves because they're so worried about somebody else's life. And that's natural. It's okay. But I think we need to learn how to put a certain kind of barrier, especially when it comes to people. It comes to things that you literally can't control and you can only influence. You can only do so much. You can only be such a good influence. You can only be such a good person before it's no longer on you. People taking the good things that you've done for them and spitting on them and throwing them out, that's not your fault. It's 100% not your fault. And you should not beating yourself up and blaming yourself for somebody else's decisions. That's the main point that I want to give to you guys today. You have to let it go. If you can't control it and you're at that point where it's just hurting you, it's hurting your mental health, you have to let go of everything that you can't control and trust that you can be a good influence when they need you to be. You have to trust yourself and you have to trust them, God, fate, whatever you believe in, that things can work themselves out and that they are capable of seeing the light and figuring things out. You have to trust that people are still capable of making the right choice in spite of the fact that they've made so many wrong choices. And so I think that's really the biggest part for me, is like creating that separation between what I can actually control and what's completely on them. I can control the fact that I'm being a good influence. I'm trying to be a good person, a good role model in their life. But whether or not they choose to actually heed my advice or take me up on that good influence, that's up to them. And, as much as you love other people, we have to love ourselves enough to not ruin our own mental health and not lose sleep over things that are out of our control. And ultimately, it's somebody else's decision to make. And so I would encourage you guys, it's not about stopping loving people, it's about trusting that they're capable of coming to their senses and that things can be okay, and trusting that you can be the good supporter and the good influence that they need when they need you, when they come back and they ask for help. And so those are my thoughts, and I hope this blessed you. I hope this made you guys feel good. I hope it gave you a little bit of hope, a little bit of clarity. That's always my point here on this channel. If that's refreshing to you, like and subscribe, and we'll see where this goes. Peace.